Muy buenas, continuamos con Witcher y vamos para allá. Vamos a hablar con el señor Leto a ver qué nos cuenta. Míralo. Hijo de puta vacilón de mierda. Para que con esos brazos yo también sería vacilón, ¿eh?
Wait for me.
Geralt.
I don't want you to get hurt.
I can take care of myself.
Not this time. I need to talk to him alone. Wait for me at the city gate. If I'm not there within the hour, leave without me.
Tú y yo, Leto. Tú y yo. Mano a mano.
Took you a while? Is that bauble from Sheila's megascope?
Mm-hmm. My final prank. I switched the diamonds. The one in the megascope has a flaw. Minute. But just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic theorists assured me the effect would be spectacular.
I let her escape.
You're heartless. You've no idea what the Royal Witch Hunters have in store for her. A lot of pain for a long time.
I don't doubt it. So, ready to lay your cards out on the table?
No matter the game, there comes a point when all the players need to show their cards. I love that moment. But first, vodka.
I suppose my throat's a little dry.
In that case, let's drink to old friendships.
¡Oh, venga! Un poquito más.
Recovered your memory yet?
Not entirely.
Remember how we first met?
Yeah, I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer. I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
The winter solstice 1270. Midinvern, the night of magic. Letho wasn't lying, the hunt had stopped. At the Hanged Man's Tree, the spectral riders selected from among those they had taken. Yennefer was among them. A wraith cannot be killed, only driven away. Every witcher knows that. Yet the riders fell beneath the blows of our witcher's blades. Crimson blood flowed from under their dead men's armor. We could not kill them all. They were simply too many. A stalemate. He was different from all other elves. There was no shame in his gaze. He had never suffered persecution. He had endured no massacres. Humans had not taken his land. This elf was not of this world. He was an invader. We struck a deal. My soul for that of Yennefer. He agreed without hesitation.
Back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the Hanged Man's Tree and the Wild Hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
So, cards out on the table. Unless you chase me all that way just to kill me.
I chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Let's say I do.
Tell me about Yennefer. What happened after I departed?
She was feverish for several days. Delirious. In agony. We thought that was it. She was on her way out. Somehow she recovered. But even then she was disoriented. Amnesia like you.
What then?
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums. Trying to seduce orcs. trying to drive a wedge between us.
Típico de ella.
After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere. She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess, but she was just a sorceress with no memory. We were in the heart of the Empire. And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly, or are drawn and quartered by horses in the middle of Victory Square.
So I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went, she got in trouble and we pulled her out. And then one day they captured us. The Imperial Secret Police. Me, Ox, Seret, and Yennefer.
Imperial Secret Police?
Mm-hmm. We were separated, and they questioned us. Long and thoroughly, but it was uneventful. No violence. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau. And a couple of weeks later, the Emperor himself. Me. A simple witcher.
What happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Never saw her again. The Emperor offered me a mission in the Northern Kingdoms. As for Yennefer, I had the feeling she was somehow important to Emir. As I see it, they learned of the Lodge from her. Those Imperial spooks have their ways. All I heard is that Vatir had his men watch Yennefer closely throughout the time she was at the palace. Then we went off to slay the kings of the north. That's where my knowledge ends.
So she's in the Empire?
She was when I left.
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Every witcher who wears the viper around his neck knows the place. We had so many books and scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very purpose of solving the riddle of the spectral riders.
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the riders?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary omen of war proved to be a fairground attraction.
No Market Square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia. No, there's something more, I assure you.
Go ahead, enlighten me. I can tell you want to.
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders we ran into by the Hanged Man's Tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of bitches like the ordinary kind we deal with in this world?
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres. Know the theory? Do you know how monsters appeared in our world?
There's not a witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The most powerful of our mages can open passages between these worlds, and they usually do that to summon the monsters we then have to hunt. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly easy, so they usually send their spectral emanations. They come in person on special missions.
As they did for you and Yennefer. So, elves from another world and their trained wraiths. What did they want from you?
I've got an idea, but that's not your concern.
No, ya en el 1 ya salía también la cacería salvaje. Ya lo explicaban un poco. Es que yo en el 3 me pasa... Con el 3 me pasa lo mismo que con el Skyrim y todos estos. Me lío a hacer misiones secundarias y me desvío de las misiones principales. Y cuando llevo 100 horas jugadas ya lo dejo y vuelvo a reiniciar.
How did a witcher agree to kill humans at another human's bidding?
At the Emperor's bidding, Geralt. And he's no ordinary human. The rulers of the north come up to about where his Pauline's end.
Why?
Simple. He promised to rebuild the School of the Viper, the Witcher's order where I came to be. Witcher's schools in the south fell into ruin long ago, and Witchers themselves became internal exiles, banned from entering most cities. Besides Seret and Ox, I know of 2 other Witchers of the School of the Viper who should be alive and on the path. I don't know where they are. Haven't seen them for years. Now they can come out of hiding. They can come home.
Why are you still here? Why did you wait for me this time?
I knew you wouldn't give up. I knew you'd pursue me. And I don't aim to hide anymore. Fact is, only you know the truth about me. Well, and a couple of folks whose word isn't worth spit anymore. I never saw you as a foe. I want to go my way. But if I have to fight you first,
Oye, con este
so
bot
be
no se
it.
puede estar ninja.
This story ends here and now.
Claro que no. Las personas importantes me los tiene que avisar de que me están viendo.
Care to tell me what it was all about?
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. Breed chaos. Prepare the north. Soften it before the invasion. And you know what's incredible? We could not have imagined more fertile soil. No matter what the wars
Dale un poco de
outcome,
brazo y ponérselo
the
en el
northern
cuello.
monarchs will accuse one another. Pursue their God-given rights. Seek vengeance and be at each other's throats for years to come. The north resembles a whorehouse on fire, as your friend Dandelion would say.
Ya puta, pues no tiene texto esto ni nada.
How did you manage to contact Sheala?
It wasn't a problem once I learned of the Lodge's existence. Initially, she watched my every move. But sooner or later, everyone starts treating me like a big oaf. I mean,
Si es que es que lo que dices, su brazo es como
I
yo
stayed
casi.
close to Sheala. Killed a few beasts for her, and whined about how unhappy I was, how unfair the world was. So much, in fact, that I actually got her gander up a few times. I made sure a few potentially trustworthy witnesses saw us together, could link us. Security in case I was captured. I also prepared to assassinate the King of Kavir. Esterad Tyson was to be the first victim of the mysterious assassins. But before I could do the dirty deed, Sheala asked
Voy
me
por
to save
98
everything.
muertes en total.
The gods had smiled upon me. I couldn't believe
Y aún
my
caerán
luck.
un par más con este.
Here I've been trying to figure out how to frame Sheala. And now all I needed was to carry out her orders and follow through.
Where'd you get your information about the Lodge?
From the Emperor and Jaskier de Rideau, the Emperor's chief spy. And I believe they got it out of Yennefer.
She recovered her memory?
Nah. I'd never claim she informed on her friends consciously. I expect they found a way to tap into her memory in spite of her amnesia, and without her knowing it. There was a sorcerer present when I was questioned. A young, proud intelligence officer.
Este debe ser
Whatever
de
the
Rubí.
case, they gave me a
Como
list of the
mínimo.
sorceresses in the lodge. Only Emir, Jaskier, and I
Ahí
were
va usted.
present. Only we knew of the mission.
How do you manage to slay Demavend?
Sheila's magic. I mean, she could give us the king's every move. His habits, the positions of the palace guards, anything. All we had to do was navigate the labyrinth and land the final blow. Besides, she had plenty of gold for the preparations. Greased palms abundantly. It had all the makings of a cakewalk. But it's never that easy. We barely avoided our pursuers. And we wouldn't have if not for Yorveth's Scoia'tael, another of Sheala's ideas. With Yorveth's elves, not only did we cut down Demavend, but traveling with them put us out of the Lodge's reach. We could calmly plan Foltest's and Henselt's assassinations.
Y todo porque le prometió restaurar su escuela.
How did you know Foltest would come to the monastery's solar?
Yorveth and I planned Foltest's murder. The King of Temeria would have to deal with the La Valette sooner or later, and he made no secret of it. I was sure he'd want to recover his bastard children in the process. And where do they take the children when a castle's under siege? I had to become a monk, but I couldn't just arrive at the monastery and claim I'd seen the light. Not very believable. So one of Arian's patrols out in the forests happened on a Scoia'tael unit torturing a helpless monk. Arian's brave men drove off the elves and I found shelter in the monastery.
No one noticed you had no wounds?
I paid the monk who treated me a lot of orange to stay silent. Actually, it was only a loan, because I killed him later.
Porque luego lo maté, hijo de puta. Este juega mucho a GTA.
Then all I had to do was wait for the situation to develop. When I saw you enter the chamber with Foltest, I thought I might fail. Luckily, you failed. To recognize an old friend.
When did you decide to get rid of Yorveth?
As soon as I realized I couldn't manipulate him. A true fox, that one. He was so observant, so dangerous. I got the sense he might see through me at any moment.
You made a mistake. You were untouchable as long as the Scoia'tael were protecting you.
Maybe, but with Yorveth, my hands were tied. If I'd finished off Kieran...
But you didn't. And that allowed me to drive a wedge between you and Yorveth. I forced you to flee.
And I let you live. You know I could have killed you. You're forgetting.
No, I remember.
Uf, venga, solo nos quedan 3 charcharas
So
más.
Sheala was looking for you when she came to Flotsam.
Mm-hmm. She thought she was still in control and wanted to get rid of me. I'd bet my eyes that she thought I'd lost my mind. Or that Yorveth was manipulating me.
And the North descended deeper into chaos.
Exactly. There was just one problem. You. I could have killed you in the Elven ruins. Thing is, you weren't really my enemy.
Shame you didn't take a shot at Henselt yourself. History might have taken a different turn.
Maybe I would have killed him. Maybe you would have killed me, who knows? But Henselt's death, although desirable, wasn't necessary anymore. The plan could go forward without it. Besides, somebody else got him.
You know who?
Come on, we both know.
I'm done talking. Let's finish this.
Wanna fight?
Any vodka left in that bottle?
A swig apiece. Here.
Venga, un poquito más de vodka, Vamos a luchar todo borracho, di que sí. Lo tiene todo, es un mamón de músculo y es más listo que Geralt será en su vida. Qué desperdicio tener que meterlo. Hombre, más listo que Geralt. Planea mejor, eso sí.
The North's finished. Time to go south, where the good life awaits.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
I'm not your foe. I never was. Let me walk away and I will. You'll never see me again. Force me to fight, and this time I'll kill you.
A ver. Es que como brujo a mí realmente que haya matado a los reyes no me debería de importar. Y me ha salvado y me perdonó la vida, eso sí que es verdad. Además, cuidó a Yennefer mientras Geralt no estaba. Es que realmente lo único que ha hecho ha sido matar a 2 reyes.
I've learned all I wanted to know. I can feel the memories coming back. Your death won't change a thing. Go where you will.
Just like that. No threats. No words of wisdom.
Are you going or not?
Farewell, Geralt.
¿Qué culito tiene? Y además respingón que se lo han hecho. Lo que como es pelirroja a Barnae le da mal rollo. Está ahí quieta. Ahí quieta. A que sí, a que sí. Es que Barnae es muy raro. Como usado de la terrorista.
The Witcher had traveled far and wide in search of the Kingslayers. In Flotsam, he slew Bernard Laredo, but few mourned for the Commandant. Flotsam remained to Marion, while command of the garrison and town went to a Vizima noble, a sworn enemy of Kaedwen and an avid angler. To this day, folk gather round bonfires in Lobenden to hear of the Witcher's deeds. The Witcher witnessed a great Kaedweni victory in Edirn. At Vergen, Henselt's army crushed Saskia the Dragonslayer's motley force, ending the springtime of races. Soldiers of the Unicorn swarmed over the Pontar Valley. As it had before, powerful Kaedwen swallowed Upper Edirn whole. Yet subsequent events
Sí, el final
rendered
ya.
Henselt's triumph short-lived.
Por eso había tanta cháchara.
After Foltest's death, Temeria's neighbors began to vie for the glittering prize that was the realm's throne. Yet the murders of first Demavend, then Henselt, forced them to look to their own problems. Temeria fell prey to its power-hungry barons. But Vernon Roche held a light of hope for the dying realm, and he tucked it away in a place safe and still to await better times. Years before, Geralt de Rivia had witnessed the fall of the Council and Conclave of Mages. The summit in Loc Muinne re-established both bodies, their founders sacrificing Sheala de Tancarville and her accomplices. Yet Radovid also required humility and loyalty from the proud mages, but this did not sit well with all of them. It was a time of great uncertainty, of rape accomplished by royal decree. Yet as troubled as the days seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respite. Zoltan resumed the quest for his beloved's hand, and I laid my head in a lapse of the
Ya me lo van a poner para mayores de 18
Who could have
años.
known this tempest which had ravaged the north was but a harbinger of darker days, and the preamble to an entirely new tale of Geralt of Rivia.
La humanidad da asco. En estos juegos me pongo siempre del lado de las criaturas mágicas. Yo estoy en contra de los elfos en The Witcher, la verdad. Mira que me gustan los elfos, siempre llevo un elfo y tal, pero es que en The Witcher les tengo un asco. No es que los humanos me caigan mejor, simplemente es que me dan más asco los elfos. Pues, a ver. He hecho en total a lo largo 4 o 5 misiones más de las normales. Porque es la Enhanced Edition, pero no tiene DLCs propiamente dicho. Es que por eso pasó sin pena ni gloria este. Primero que no sale Yennefer, luego que no tiene DLCs como los otros. Puede ser, sí, también, por eso. La historia me ha gustado, pero me gustó más el 1, la verdad, ¿eh? El sistema de control ha mejorado respecto al 1, eso sí. Todavía tiene fallos. Por ejemplo, las esquivas. Las esquivas y la magia las lanza cuando le sale la punta del pijo. No, ahora a partir del siguiente stream volveré a coger el de Scrolls Arena. A ver si me termino las 2 mazmorras que nos faltan. Matamos al brujo. Hostia, vaya corte que han pegado ahí. No, lo tengo preparado desde diciembre ya. Desde diciembre estaba dando vueltas de volver a cogerlo. Pero como salió el Elden Ring, digo. Como salió el juego este, coño. El Lost Ark. Me hice daño en el brazo, nos liemos con el Warframe y todo eso. Me ha gustado, me ha gustado. Me ha faltado Yennefer. Si sale Yennefer siempre es todo está mejor. Se nota aquí que todavía los mundos abiertos no eran la norma. Porque vamos, la forma de guiarte por el camino al final ha sido bestial. La última visión se ha notado demasiado. Puntuación, un 8. Al final han sido 56 partes que vienen a ser unas 28 horas de juego. Sí, por eso digo que no eran la norma. Hombre, a ver, los Elder Scrolls siempre han sido de mundo abierto, desde el 1. Ponía que hay que tragarse todas las letras para ver el final del juego. A ver qué sale. Tengo las orejas reventas. A ver cuándo me puedo comprar unos cascos más decentes. Cierto, otro que le voy a dar es el Stalker, pero he estado leyendo que es chunguísimo. Que me voy a morir de verdad jugando ese juego. Qué bonito, cuando mató a Henselt. Lo que no me ha quedado claro es la historia de Bess. Porque simplemente dijo, Bess no está diciendo toda la verdad, pero no volvió a salir Bess más. Ni Sardinilla salió en todo el juego tampoco. En el 1 tampoco salió Sardinilla, me parece, ¿verdad? No, íbamos andando todo el rato, tampoco salió. Solo sale en el 3. Me da miedo apretar una tecla y saltarme los créditos y perderme algo importante del final. Por cierto, lo que no... Otra cosa... Este final y el principio del test, ¿cuánto tiempo pasa en teoría? Porque en el test estamos en Kaer Morhen como si no... como tranquilamente. gustito esto. Podían pasar un poco más rápido, ¿no? Las letras. Oh, tendría que haberme enfrentado a él y haber llegado a las 100 muertes, que me quedan en 98. Ey, Tergul me lo está diciendo ahora. Que tenía que haber muerto 2 veces más. Hostia puta. ¿Aún vamos por el inglés? ¿Se llaman todos igual o qué? Más o menos. Sí, no, desde luego que entre la cháchara con el... Joder, ahora los actores. Entre la cháchara con el brujo y los créditos, encima no he hecho ningún combate. Vaya final, todos tomases y watches. Porque es el mismo. La música es preciosa, pero joder, un poquito de ritmo, por favor. Me quiero ir a dormir a... Localización en francés. A nadie le importa si se ha traducido al francés. Si los franceses Si desapareciera Francia estaríamos todos mejor. Lo único salvable de Francia es Alice. Menos al español. Se está doblado todo a 14 idiomas menos el español. Maravilloso, oye. Ahora el alemán. Más vale que los créditos finales sea que la escena final mole, porque si no, no me trago ni uno más, Al menos de CD Projekt. Como no mole la escena final, no me trago ni un final más de CD Projekt. Hablado 5 de los 14. A ver, hemos hecho el polaco, el inglés, el francés, el alemán. Nos falta uno. Localización es italiano y española. Qué cutres, tío. Sí, mira el nombre del traductor español. 100% español, Sangre española corre por su vena ahí. Ah, no, vale, es localización en ruso. Vale, coño, que me he equivocado. Que no había visto que ya estábamos en el ruso. Sí, es lo que hay. O al francés, tío, o sea, lo doblaron al francés. Serio, ¿eh? Joder, sí que trabajaron rusos en la traducción. También es cierto que España es una mafia en el tema del estudio de doblaje, no te extraña que y los mandasen a la mierda. Pues no te extrañe. Bueno, ¿y qué no es una mafia aquí? ¿No me deja hacer clips? ¿Cómo que no? Si está puesto que todo el mundo puede hacer clips. De hecho, mi tío hace clips sin darse cuenta. No sé, cuando me mira en el móvil, cada 2x3 hace clips. Bueno, luego lo revisaré, que con los últimos cambios a lo mejor me han tocado algo. Si el otro día se lo dije a Barnae, me salió que podía poner a Barnae en estudio de peligrosidad de no sé qué. Me da que detecta algunas palabras en el audio y te dice que te lo comas. Pues no sé, ya digo, luego lo miro. Además de que sois VIPs, o sea, que tenéis los privilegios totales. La parte que dices sin Francia viviríamos mejor. No me deja sacar. Puede ser, puede ser. Puede ser. Ahora el húngaro. Madre de un señor. A ver si lo puedo mirar desde el móvil. Lo grabo con OBS. ¿Tú quieres que me funen, eh? No, desde el móvil no me deja mirarlo. A ver, ya estamos por Japón. Anda que no. A la que he visto el Shinji Fujiwara. Hoy voy a por agua, tú, que me estoy quedando seco. Solo quiero que te hagan una estatua por decir verdades como puño. Que tú imagínatelo, qué bonito sería. Tendríamos playa en Barcelona y playa y más playa en Gerona. ¿Qué hay, Bastet? ¿Qué hay? ¿Una mosquita? Pero seríamos una isla. Yo no quiero ser un puto isleño. Están todos cerrados. A ver quién la dice más burra. Venga, va. ¡50 minutos de vídeo, tío! ¿Qué llevamos? ¿Cuánto llevamos de créditos? Casi media hora de créditos llevamos ya, ¿eh? Cuidado. Además seríamos una isla portuguesa. No sé. A ver quién la dice más burra, de verdad, madre mía. Pero vigila. ¡Hostia! ¿Ya? Ah, no, ahora vienen todos los copyrights. Vale. Ya está. Venga. Vale, grabado. Joder, qué mal rollo de conejo. O de liebre, lo que sea, da igual. Le ha pasado una jauría, un montón de caballos por encima y sigue vivo. Ahora miraré ese canal antes de hacer la raid. El mundo que conocemos se acerca a su fin, pero el pasado sigue siendo la clave del futuro. Pues nada. No me ha aportado nada esta escena final, la verdad. Pues hasta aquí The Witcher. Nos vemos a la siguiente aventura. Sed buenos, sed felices y hasta luego. Chao, chao.